feel good, not that is important, because feelings is a product of what we think, but you know what I mean. And then when we have our goals, our potential, our ability to do stuff, and you see that all these can change. That is important. They're not carved in stone. So your purpose can change. It can be bigger, better. Your vision, your potential, your ability to do something is actually, what we learn about certain things, how to produce in our system, how to following the steps, listen to leaders, what they have done. That's potential, our ability to do something. And then 3, and this is no particular order, but the second P is values, principles. So keys to leadership: purpose, potential, and principles. Because principles
produces values, and there is no other way. And some people, they have no principles. They based all the decisions made out of facts, but facts can change. Principles are always the same, and principles create values. And you got to have values. Everyone has values. Some have, better values and worse values, but everyone has values. Those are what are driving a person, their personal values. So if you see someone that is exaggerating or lying or whatever, that's that person's values, not based out of the book of success, but it's still values. But the keys to leadership, the 3 P's: purpose, potential, and principles. Okay. Then we go into, so belief produces conviction. Belief produces conviction. That's why it's so important to hang around the right people, because that's an attitude. An attitude is contagious. When someone believes something and someone has beliefs, that is contagious. But you got to do it yourself. You got to be the believer. You got to believe in what you're doing. And that will produce a conviction. Convictions, on the other hand, produces yeah, okay, hold on here. So, conviction. Belief produces conviction. Conviction produces values. We have them again. Conviction. So what you're convinced of will produce your values. Can you see that it happens? So again, you have a person that's not telling the truth, and that is that person's convictions. He's convinced that that is a way to success, and it's not. I'm telling you. But and it works both ways, because if you convince that truth is also something that you're convinced of, that produces another value. Oops, what happened? Okay, sorry about that. So we come back here to number 3. Number 3. Number 3, values produces morals. So someone's values will produce morals. Why are we talking about this? This is boring stuff, someone thinks. No, it's not. It will get to the red thread here in this webinar, I promise you. But you got to know why you're here and how to act. So values produces morals. Morals produces discipline. Have we ever talked about the discipline before? Have we ever talked about to have victory over yourself? The only victory you can have is over you. You're not competing with someone else. You're competing with yourself. And number 5, discipline manifests in ethics. So the belief you have of a chain reaction to everything. Can you see? Belief, conviction, values, morals, discipline. And discipline manifests in ethics. And the last one, ethics is character. So why am I talking about this? That's so important that you work on your character. And every time you have a win over yourself, you're building your character. So, you know that what is character? If you don't remember from the last webinar, so you haven't been here before, character is being the same person when someone see you than when someone don't see you. So it doesn't matter. You don't play in a role. You're not in a theater group called Planet Earth. You're in life, and you will produce, you will build your character, which will produce the good results. Okay, so this is the foundation that I'm talking about. And then we come down to something that we learned, I think last week, or maybe I mentioned it before, but it doesn't matter. So if you want to be rich, and I'm telling you, I tried poor and I tried rich. Rich is better. So it's not about the money. Money is a byproduct of who you are, but money makes things easier. And today, money is money is the system that we use to exchange services. So, and there's different kinds of money, as you know. There are digital money, currency, digital currency, and crypto, and fiat, and all kinds of stuff. But there's also another way of getting rich, and that is in knowledge. And getting rich is a mindset, not a bank account. So when you have the right mindset, you're rich. And then your bank account will be bigger because the mindset that you have. And that is, of the first 2 slides, the keys of a leader. So why am I coming back to this all the time? Well, we all here, make it really simple. We're all here on these webinars because you joined a business, because you thought you saw something. Wow. I mean, I don't think most of you didn't see a business and then you said to yourself, wow, this is what I'm going to do because I'm going to help people. Most of you said, this is what I'm going to do because I want to fill my bank account with a lot of money. And then someone sell this business like an investment, which is it not. Because in an investment, you put money in and it will invest. It will produce money without doing nothing. This is a business. You got to do something. You got to change yourself. You can't buy a position and think that they're going to produce money for you. You got to go out and work for it. You got to do a lot of things. That's why most people stay in the lower levels of the Maslow pyramid. And if you've been around, I'm talking about this. And if you haven't heard this before, this is a guy named Maslow who came up with the meaning of life. The meaning of life is to climb all the way up in life's struggle in the pyramid. And we all start in the bottom. And then the meaning of life is to change. The meaning of life is to get some more knowledge. It is to fill your mind with good stuff, is to become a leader, is to go out and work hard for it, and is to be disciplined. Because without all those things, you will not climb the Maslow pyramid. You will stay in the lower levels. And the people who stay in the lower levels have a tendency to be complainers, and they blame everything on other people or people, places, and think, oh, it's not my fault, it was them, they did it to me, or it was my mom, or whatever. No, 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 no. Everyone gets a chance to change. Not everyone want to change or have the will to change. Like it says that the people who get all the goodies, are the people who change. And some people, they're not willing. They're not willing to do anything. So they will stay in the lower levels and keep on complaining, keep on blaming. I'm saying stay out of the blame game, because there's no one to blame except yourself. One day you will discover that is the case. Because like my mentor told me, who is on the crime scene every time everything happens? You, he said. Okay, so there's nothing as powerful as, wow. My phone was on some turn off here. So there's nothing so powerful as the human will. Wow, there's nothing so powerful on earth as the human will. It's so powerful that people can choose poverty. People can choose not to move up in the ladder of the Maslow pyramid. People can choose not to do the right things. People can choose also to do the right things. So there's nothing as powerful as the human will. We were given the free will. And your will, it is the power to choose. So you can choose, you being on this webinar, you can choose not to do anything or what I'm talking about here. Or you can choose to say, I want to learn, I want to get this, I want to start, I want to become better, I want to change. But it's up to you. So where is your will? Well, your will is in your mind. So your will is in your conscious mind, but mostly in your subconscious mind. So if you want to become more, that's when you will have more. If you want to be successful and you want to climb those ladders and do stuff, there is where you got to change. You got to change your subconscious mind, because 95% of all your decisions, 95% of all your decisions is made in your subconscious mind. So the information is downloaded in your hard drive, which is called the subconscious mind. It comes in through your conscious mind, through your senses. You see, hear, smell, and feel things. And then you get a picture in your mind, and that picture will turn into a download if you repeat it or you have an emotional involvement. So everyone is out for your mind. Never forget it. That's why you should never look at the news, because it's all lies. You should never read newspapers. I'm not saying that you can't read the sports, because probably most of it is neutral, hopefully. But I've seen some bad examples even in the sport pages. Anyway, so they're out for your mind. They want to control you. That's why it's better let me ask you a question. Is it easier to control a person who are poor than it is to control a person who are rich? What do you think? So 95% of your decisions is made in your subconscious mind. And there's a characteristic that comes along with people who are not successful. And they have a tendency to dwell on the circumstances that they don't want. I've been telling you in the Word of Today, or in my trainings, that you can't think away a problem, because when you start thinking about it, your subconscious will always, you will download the problem in your subconscious, and the subconscious can't figure out if it's right or wrong. The subconscious will only do what you tell it to. That means what you're thinking about most of the day, your philosophy. So when you think and you repeat that thinking, your subconscious will go, okay, I will take care of that, even if it's bad for you. So you can see there's two ways. You remember the leadership winning attitude when we have those two arrows? You can choose to fight or flee. And to fight, to become successful, there's always involved with discipline and fighting. And to choose what information will go inside your mind. And that's why someone told us, repent. And someone goes negative on that and says, oh, it's not negative. It just means to change your thinking. To change the way you are right now. It's a positive word. It means something good. So do not be conformed of the world. The world will tell you stuff, but do not be conformed of those stuff, but the renewing of your mind, the new thinking, the principles, the good stuff that we are talking about here on Sunday school. So don't make your decisions based on your feelings, because feelings lies. Feelings is a product of your thinking, not the thinking today, but your old thinking. So you can see it like a scale. If you have a scale, one that when you weigh things, and you lived your life, let's say you're 30 years old and you come in contact with personal development and the stuff I'm talking about here on Sunday school or other places. You can read it in the magazine, or you can listen to the Word of Today, or events or other trainings. You come in contact with personal development. You're 30 years old. So how much time have you spent put the wrong stuff inside your mind, do you think? A lot. So it doesn't take an hour to change all that 30 years of thinking. No, of course, we all come from different backgrounds, but some have better backgrounds and some have not so good backgrounds. I'm one of the persons with not so good backgrounds. So my life became so chaotic that it was not even fun. And then that was when I met my mentor and said, "People, you're chaos on two legs. You got to change almost everything. Got to change the way you think." And he told me you can have anything you want in life if you just change the way you think. Wow. I never heard anyone talk to me like that. That's why I'm talking to you right now. So the poor people make most of the decisions based on feelings, Oh, I feel a little bit sad today. Oh, I feel a little bit, I feel a bit worried. If you're worried and sad, where do you think that comes from? You're thinking. And if it's the old thinking, because it could be that it's downloaded a lot of worries in your subconscious mind, then you got to start having positive stuff downloaded. That's why you need to spend a lot of time reading, listening, hang around winners, hang around people who talk and walk the right things, because it's contagious. Do you start getting it now? So you got to create some habits, some new habits. Because the old habits, look at the scale again. You see a scale in front of you, one to the left, one to the right. One of the old ones that you put something in and you put something else on the other side and you weigh stuff, okay? So if your life is full of stuff that you don't like, your scale is tilting left, okay? With a lot of negative. Then you're going to put a lot of positive stuff on the other side of the scale to weigh it up. And that takes time. And those are the habits that you create with what you think, what you read, and what you're listening to, which immediately turn into what you do. So when I see people say something and do another, people without character, it's because they haven't changed yet. There was just it was just talk, It was just NATO. No action, talk only. And there's a lot of those people. Those are the complainers that stay in the lower levels in Maslow's pyramid because they think it's too hard to change. They don't want to change. They don't have the will, or they don't put themselves under a program of discipline. So if we come back here and we can see that, you remember I said this, and I will come into some real important things here, and that is poor people, they have one mindset. So they based all the things out of feelings, all the decisions made out of feelings instead of what? Principles. So they spend all their money because they make them feel good. They eat and drink and do stuff. Oh, I can do stuff now. Oh, I can buy this car. It makes me feel good. But don't base your decision based out of feelings. I'm not saying that you're not going to buy yourself a car if you want one. You are going to buy a car, but you're going to do it the right way. I will come to that later. But poor people, let's spend their money and maybe invest what is left, if there is something left. So why did I start with saying that being rich is a mindset? It's not a bank account. Because you got to think right to be rich. So this is how it works. Poor people, they think as same as rich people. And, the will are the strongest thing on planet Earth. Your will. You can use your will. And it's a combination. So someone thinks a problem occurs. Poor people get a feeling. They go like, oh, no, not again, and they get a new thought out of that feeling, and which will create a result, which is often bad because they haven't learned yet that what you think is what you create. So don't make your decisions based on your feelings, because you will take the wrong actions, which will give you the wrong results. So you gotta change. You gotta change the way you think.